getting my act together. Still trying to figure out where's my sweet spot for this all. Trying to figure out whether going on at 6:30 works, whether going on at 7 o'clock works. It's going to take me a little bit to figure it out so I can become more consistent for you all. Because I know oops, what happened here? Oh, come on. Now I'm having technical difficulties. Let's see. There we go. So I'm trying. I'm just with the new schedule, it's a little wonky. Hi, Melanie, and hi, Joe. So as you can see, I have this going on. And I have a backing on here that I put together. And with some of the money I did purchase, I have batting. So I have batting for about 2 quilts. I have batting for 2 quilts. And let me show you one of them. I was just looking to see if you were on. Well, thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. Hi, Annette. So a lot's going on. I still have on the wall the Quilt of Valor stuff. After work yesterday, I didn't really get to, I'm tired. I didn't get to anything. I mean, I shouldn't say I didn't get to anything. I just didn't get to the Quilt of Valor sewing. Made by Misty. Well, hello from Tampa. And hi, Andrea. And so I did a lot of talking to some people about the whole thing of the when did she say I need them by? December 14th. I need the quilts by December 14th. The shelter. Hi, Joydy. How are you? And so much better coordination. Basically, by December 14th and 15th, they will come and pick it up here. So we talked about 14 quilts, and I get a text, oh, we're so happy that you're going to make 25 quilts. So guess what? I'm making 25 quilts. I wasn't going to say no. I did explain to the lady when we talked in person, well, I thought it was 14, so I was doing about 14, 15, but we're going to make 25 work. So we're going to make 25 work. I did explain that the batting and backing, I have never really had a huge issue with that. I just financially took it on, and you guys also sent me stuff. So this time I can't take it financially on. So she understood that. She's just so happy that I'm willing to take anything on at this point. They also needed 2 baby quilts, but they have those already. She's done them. So she's purchasing some batting for me. She's also looking at thrift stores to see if she can find any really good shape, in good shape sheets, and also any kind of fabric yardage that she can find. So she works for almost, I guess, for a whole lot of shelters in the county. So it's not only that one, but she's working with me for this. I guess it's a couple, maybe it's 1 or 2. She said right now every single shelter is full, every single one of them, because kiddos don't have places, I guess, to go. I mean, right? And families and moms. We're also talking about women, children, infants. We're talking about that sector, that family unit. She says she also has men. There's fathers out there with their kiddos, and they are left houseless, right? Because they're not homeless. They're a home. They just don't have the building, right? They make their little home wherever they go. They just don't have a building. So therefore, that's great. She's helping you out. Yes, and she's so excited to have met me. She may come on this live today. She loves my mission, like my whole mission of my channel of passing it forward and everything. That's how she is. So a gorilla fan. Okay. Well, hello, good morning. So she does this volunteer as well. She works a full-time job as well. So she understands my struggles, understands that I have been out of work for such a long time. Well, hello. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Raj. Good morning. So with all of us together, we're gonna try to make this happen. So I am putting a plea out there. I have dropped some twin size batting in my Amazon wish list. Again, could be from anywhere. This happens to be from um right here. I forgot what brand this is. I don't even remember what brand it is, but it's on there. As far as backings, twin size sheets. If you guys got some twin size sheets or you want to order some cotton twin size sheets and send them, I did not put that on my wish list. But the way my wish list is that you can add items that are not on my wish list and it'll still ship to my address. So there's that. I've been really going deep into my stash, also deep into the closet that I have. I had gotten a ginormous donation last year, and I'm working that sucker down. We're really worked down on that now. But I took the last of it and I put backings together. Also, I go thrifting, so you're gonna see some fabric that I thrifted and used for backings. Because I gotta get on it now. My machine, she's up, she's working, she's great. She just need a little chip. She's all good. So yesterday I did a quilt because I had to double check. So yesterday I fixed that. How much did you get? I don't sell these. These are being gifted to people in shelters. But you can support my channel. All the information is down below. All right, so I have this one on here. You can't really see the fabric, but I had this fabric many years. Many years. And right here. It's kind of like a 70s psychedelic. It was a thrifted, and it was enough to make a back. So how I figured this out is because they're 60 by 80, and I have to be a little bit frugal, okay? I've been taking my measuring tape and cutting 67 inches. So just regular yardage, I've just been doing 67 inches and 2 panels of 67 inches and putting a seam down the center, and it has worked out great. So let me show you. So I know yesterday someone asked me, could they send a twin size? And I said I wasn't looking for them because it was only 14. Yes, if you have a twin size top that you are not using and you want to donate so that I can go ahead and pass it off to the shelter, we will do that. She also talked to me about that. She says, they need more than just 25, but 25 is a great start. They use them throughout the year. It's the same thing kind of with the wheelchair. The lady, when she needed more, she called me. Like she called me once and I sent her 12. She told me a second time, I sent her another 10. So it's an ongoing thing. But hi, Samir. But, it's right now we're just going to go with 25 until now. Again, if I end up by, let's say by December, I end up with more than 25, she's going to get more than 25, but we're just going to shoot for 25. So I showed you this fabric, and I talked to her about worrying about the back being too feminine with what I have for yardage. She said, don't worry about it. She says, you don't understand. They have nothing, Leanna. They have absolutely nothing. She says, I've had boys pick up, and they're very jock-like, she says, and they picked up a quilt because it was the only quilt that was left, and it was a little bit on the feminine side. They love that quilt so much, she said. And she says, and when they leave, because eventually they will hopefully get placed or they age out or whatever, she says they will leave. Why did that? I just saw some shadow just go across. That was weird on there. Now I'm starting to have a paranormal situation. Oh, that was weird. Okay. I have never seen that before. Samia, good morning. Good morning, Nicole. Samir, good morning. So she had explained to me that it means so much to them to have a quilt that they don't care. And that they do take them. She says what they like to do is make sure that they get to take their, pillowcases, okay. They get to take their pillowcases, their pillow, their blanket, their stuffies, and some clothing. But you know, they can't take everything. Jan Mark. I mean, she didn't say that to me, but I'm assuming, you know, you when you're living that way, you don't have much. So she says, but this definitely goes with the child. So in the past, the way they did their, I will say blankets, because now it's quilts, they used fleece tied blankets. That is what they did. They have fleece size. They used to give them fleece size, those tie blankets. How am I? I'm doing great. But because Joann's has bit the dust, they can't afford to make the fleece tie blankets because they have no way. I don't know. They just can't. So she said that's why she put out if anybody knew of anybody who was a quilter who was willing to take this on. And so here I come in and I say I have a lovely community. I hope she comes in to see you all because my community is so wonderful. I explained to her how wonderful you were last year sending tops and batting and backing, and it really together as a community we made it work. That's why I'm so happy I met her and she met me because we're all like-minded in that. So she said, just throw on whatever you have. I don't care at this point. If the front is beautiful and it resonates a boy or a girl or gender neutral or whatever it is you got going on there, the back and you know, it doesn't matter. So I said, okay. So I went with it. So I did. I cut this and I got one. I possibly can get a second one because that had 6 yards. This does use a lot of yardage because I'm doing 62 by 62 and with the fabric. So that's 104 divided by 36. So what are we looking at? Like 369. So we're looking at 3 yards. Is that it? 3 yards for a back? 3.25, something like that. Hi, Jessica. Jessica, yes, on the twin size top, I will take that because the number went from 14 to 25. And if I give her more, we'll give her more. She does also take babies and throw sizes, except for this particular thing, twin, and she said she has the rest. So here is the back, and I will even show you where I seamed it. You can't even see it, and I did not do that on purpose. It just happened that way, which now I know that I can't even find it. It is so well hidden. Where did it go? But doing the 67 by 67, did I say 62 by 62? No, it's 67 by 67. Oh, good. And if they don't measure quite 60 by 80, I can alter it. I'll add on fabric to it, Jessica. Not a problem. You send it to me that way. I will add on the fabric, okay? Okay, hide that one. Thank you. So I even can't find where the seam went on this one. And it really, I didn't have hardly any left. Let me show you. This is all I have left at the end. See what I'm saying? So 67 by, 42-inch fabric. So 67 by 67. I sew across the 67 and then I open it up. So I should be able to find something that goes, and this is all that's left over on the side. And I'm going to use this as the binding. So we're going to turn over this binding. Here it is. No, yeah, here it is. But look at that. You really can't tell. It's right there. Right there in the center, right here. Can you believe it? I couldn't even tell. And I didn't even mean... If I tried to do that, I couldn't. So we have this one. So 1 down, 24 more to go. So I've been up since 3, and I laid in bed till 5:30, right? 5:30? No, 4:30. Laid in bed till 4:30. I cannot. It's driving me nuts not being able to sleep right now because I was in a good sleep pattern. And I was looking up a kimono jacket. I want to make a kimono jacket for myself, a quilted kimono jacket. But there's a beautiful pattern I like, but they want 15 for it. And so I found something on YouTube that said a 10-minute pattern, make yourself. I'm going to attempt this. Now you saw what I did with the pumpkin. So I'm going to attempt this because a kimono jacket does not have where you have to set in your sleeve. Plus, and because I made those dresses, now I feel like I'm a little bit confident to try it out. So that's what I did in bed for an hour, probably or more, looking at different ways how to make a kimono jacket, like pattern for yourself, because I didn't want to spend $14. So again, I cut 14 inches. This here, you may notice this was a thrifted fabric. I absolutely loved this fabric. It has butterflies, it's green, and I had just enough fabric. Hi, short videos. I had just enough fabric to make a backing. So this is one backing. So that's what I worked on when I finally got over myself with the kimono jackets. I went ahead and sewed backings. I went into stash, deep into stash. That's something I miss about working from home. Office complex I had an angel tree. However, I just found out that my local TV station has one and it's started to stuff for them. I'm not, an angel tree where you can buy something for someone. We used to have those at church, if that's what we're talking about. You were up from 4. Good morning, Raven. I'm sure I've missed some. Folks, I am taking a class next week. I'm making a kimono jacket. This class comes with a pattern and the class is free. Oh, I love that. I wish I could go to class with you. Hi, Regina. I really wish I could go to class with you. That sounds like fun. So in my stash that was sent to me last year, remember those big moving boxes of fabric? I think there was 5 or 6 of them. I actually, believe it or not, went through almost all that fabric, but there is still some. And so we had a bolt of this. This was Waverly. And you know what? I got from that bolt 2 backs. And this was the last piece. I probably shouldn't have cut it off. I probably should have left it. But out of the bolt, what was on that bolt, I had this little piece. So I put that. You know what? If this is 9 inches, I'm putting this in my fat quarter bucket. So anything I have cut, like this fabric here, I have a width of, well, this one isn't a width of fabric. But if it's 9 inches, I put it in my fat quarter bucket, because then I could maybe use it as a substitute. Hi, Taha, are you from Boston? Andrew sounds, yeah, I can't wait. I make pillowcases and put toys and clothes along with some. Oh, that is super sweet, Misty. So yeah, so I will take any pillowcases. So if you guys want to send me pillowcases or twin tops, you're welcome to. So I have 2 of these right here. I put together that backing this morning. And then this backing is going to be 2 different pieces of 67, not 63, 67. I don't know why 63 stuck in my head today. So this backing I put together, you see I cut that too, you know. So I had enough to get a cut of 67. I had this big piece was 60, I think it was just 60, I don't know. It was like a little bit more than 67. So I have that, and I had this, and the colors kind of go together. So I just went with it at this point. She told me do not worry about the back so much. So we're just going to go with it. So how this is going to work in the shelter. The reason they need it so early is because actually they give the parents, whatever, or because the ones that are families, I think that's what it is. I think we got 14 teens and 10 families is what I'm thinking, is what I think that we're talking about. Wasn't quite sure, but so the kiddos and the parents will pick their quilt. I'm totally fine. So it's not going to be like a full-on probably surprise, but that's okay because it's personal to them, right? You know, when we go shopping, we love shopping for fabric. We want to pick our what we want. So this is great. So that means I can put all kinds. I could put some, I was trying to make them all neutral and scrappy, but you know what? Now anything goes. Like she said to me, don't worry about it, Leanna, anything goes at this point. I said, okay. Annie, cool. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Welcome. So yeah, I was wondering about how Jody was doing myself, Joe, just the other day. And instead of texting, I just thought about it because I don't know what's wrong with me. Work has got me so busy and so darn tired that I forget the things. Like I said, I needed to text, and it's for me that I need to text her for taking care of myself, and I have forgotten to text her. So this is, oh, well, that's the seam. This is fabric. I don't know if you all remember. This was a thrifted fabric, and I had enough just to make one top. That was actually enough here just got me to make a top. Take one day at a time. I know. I'm too frazzled. I think I'm too frazzled. I can't get a hold of my emails. I'm overwhelmed with emails. And I feel bad because I read them and I have replied in my head. I just have not replied in person. And I need comments. I need comments so that my channel grows. So yesterday, I'm trying to get into the groove of things. There's going to be a break now that I'm going to comment. So yesterday, everybody got a reply to, or most of you got a reply to your comment, because that's what I'm doing during my break. And then my other break, because this is what I'm trying to do, I'm going to use for emails. I'm getting down to a science here. So I loved this fabric. I did not have enough of this fabric. But isn't this a fabulous fabric? Look at that. And it had leopard in there. I was loving this fabric. I was like, I want a jacket with this fabric. I want that kimono jacket with this fabric. It's not happening because I'm using it. I bought this fabric. This fabric was bought. And I love it. But I would love it more if someone had it to love and cherish than my jacket. So that's what, Jody, that's why I'm going to take my breaks and do. You're so right. Hi, Molly. And I decided that as much as I want to make this kimono jacket out of this, I really want someone to have their quilt. And I don't have a lot of big yardage. So I have this, and believe it or not, I do have a big piece left. It was, I think I have a piece that's 30 inches, 28 inches after cutting my 67 across. And then I had this fabric. And so I know, do they match really great? I don't know. But you know what? It has all the same colors. When you look in person, it might not come up on the video, but in person, the colors are the same. So half of the quilt, you know, will have this, and then half will have that. And because after that long conversation, she quilts as well. And so after having that long conversation with another quilter, she empowered me to just do the backings as you may. She said she had 2 made and she was going to tie them, and I told her to drop them off. I'd long arm them, and I mean it. If you're on here, I'll long arm your tops. Just get them to me. I think it'll be faster unless you really want to hand tie. Again, this is one of those backings that are going to have 2 pieces because I only had a section long enough for 67 inches. And I just put them together. And they're kind of in the same family. I don't kids will mind if not matching fabrics. They can be reversible. That's what she told me, Joydy. She was convincing me that I'm not to stress so much about the back. So I'm not going to stress about the back. So I have now how many do I have now that I pieced? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I pieced 7 backs. This was going through the pile. Then, I don't know if you all remember this fabric from last year. We used this for a lot of our wheelchair quilts. So I have a bunch of this fabric. So I'm hoping that I can get a full back for this fabric. I hate to use this as a back in case if I do need to make a couple of quilts. You know, I think I have, I don't know, they'll appear, but I may have to just use this for a back because a quilt front uses scraps, and this is a nice big piece. And then I have this that I purchased, and I think I made a quilt with this already. So I think there's enough here to do a backing. So I think I may actually get 3 backings out of this because I may be able to get 1 from here and 1 from here. And if I have at least another extra 67 inches of each one, I don't know, we'll see. That'd be pushing it, probably not. So it looks like I have 2 more backings here that I can sew. And I have bolts. I have these 3 bolts. I went shopping with my daughter many years ago. I wouldn't say 2 years ago. So when I was going through, I knew I had this stuff. When I was going through, my daughter fell in love with this fabric. And the only way you can buy this fabric was by the bolt. Good morning, Pat. That was the only way to get it. She just wanted 2 yards. I think she ended up taking 3 yards, and she did make some quilts and some things with it. And, but I'm not sure if it's appropriate. So 2 yards of fabric per backing. Well, 67 inches. I take, so let me show, you know what? I'm going to show you what I do. So what I do is, let me open this up here. And then I'm going to get to this. I took pictures, and I'm going to send, the lady's name is Colette. I'm going to send Colette pictures and see what she says about that fabric, because I have so much of it. But she really wanted it, and as a mom at that time, I was encouraging sewing, because I was like, oh, I hope she picks the quilting bug. And she made a quilt with this. And she still is not, she's got the quilting bug, but not really. This is called, let me finish this discussion. This is called Camelot Fabrics, and the line is called Stronger Together, Girls Unite. So it's all girl power fabric. And so it'll be up to them, you know, because I don't know, it may be controversial. I don't know. But it says, you know, girl power changed the world. I mean, it's cutesy stuff. You know, my daughter's all into this kind of stuff. This one says, Self-Love Club, the Generation of Change. And then this one says, Change the World. So, you know, it's all girl. Like I said, the line was called, it wasn't a cheap line. I remember that. Because I bought this wholesale. Yeah, it's called Stronger Together, Girls Unite. I think this was, oh wait, maybe this wasn't. Oh, this wasn't as expensive as I thought. For some reason, I had $4 a yard in my head, but it says it was $1 a yard. But these were $10-yard bolts. No, 15-yard bolts. So these were 15-yard bolts. These were $15 a piece. Okay. I mean, I feel better now. I was like, what made me buy this for my daughter now? Oh, no, wait. What happened? What happened to Pat? I must have missed something. Oh, hi, Michelle. Sorry. Hi, Vishal. Vishal, right? Vishal? I think so. I must have missed something. I'm sorry to hear. Praying for you all. I don't know what happened, Pat. So please let me know because I'm sorry. If you do not want to put it out here, you know my numbers and my digits, but please let me know if there's any way I can help. Fat Quarter Shop did a sew along with that fabric. Oh, they did? Oh, I want to know what that sew along is. Melanie, send me that sew along because then I'll send it to my daughter. So I have a lot of yardage of this because I think my daughter only took 3 yards and each bolt had 15 yards. I probably have here, which will make so many backings. So many backings. She had a hard week. Oh, I'm so sorry, Pat. So I have all this that I feel that if she says yes to, I'm going to just use it up. Oh, because definitely let's just say if she took 5 yards, I got 30 yards of fabric there that can be used and it needs to be used. It's called the same name. Oh, okay. So now I'm going to show you how I figure out my back. She sent you an email. You need to catch up on those and hire an assistant. I do, because there's emails I have to respond to for books. And I have to get those books shipped and or paid and whatever. I got to get on that so that I can continue this work. Okay, so I just take the bolt or whatever fabric I found, and I come here with this, and I just go through and hold this really tight. And I'm going through. Okay, so where the 67, I just found that was the perfect size. So where that 67 is, I take my pin and I mark it there, and I kind of rock it back and forth all the way down so that the pin doesn't slip out. And then either I will cut it there because maybe I have a piece that is not too much longer. Sometimes I'll cut it, I won't. But here we go. I will then go in here, and then I will fold from that spot and I will follow again along. And this is how I've done that. This is how I did all of them when they were the same. If they weren't the same fabric, I didn't have enough of the same fabric, I cut it at 67. That's how I ended up with those little extra pieces. I probably shouldn't have cut off those extra pieces, but I did. All right. So I just come in here. I do take my time. All right, and there's the end. And now what I do is I take another pin and I rock it through. And now this is all that's left, which is a little bit over a yard. I have some of this fabric that I had in bolts, because some of that stuff was in bolts. I did have like this where I did the whole quilt back, and I have a yard, and I kept that yard. Now I have like a little section of yard, so that's good because when I need a yard of something, I'm going to start putting all my yard cuts all together, even if they're not the same color. So it'd be easier for me to pull out as I am sewing up these tops. So I'm going to come over here and show you. So where this pin is, I come in here and find where I need to cut, right? And I pull the pin out at this point because it impedes my cutting. And I just follow this folded line, because this is the folded line. And I make sure everything is straight. And I just come in and cut that. And if it's a little piece, sometimes it looks like I get like a little bit bigger than 9 inches. I put that now in my fat quarter section, and then this in my 1 yard section. So when I need a 1 yard cut of fabric, I have something to use. And then this goes bye-bye. This is called VIP Hydrangea Garden. And VIP Fabrics, Hydrangea Garden. I was going to long arm, but since someone asked me this question, here we go. So now I take this again and I come over and I find my end where I had my pin. I straighten everything out where my pin is. And I take good old-fashioned pair of scissors. I pull the pin out and I just go for it. I'm going to have to change now where I said long arming into how to make backs. Then I take this. Hold on, you guys asked me how much in yardage I need. So let's see. That's 1 yard. So I have 1.30 yards. So yeah, I don't know. I'll have to do math, but I can't do math right now. All right, so I have my 2 pieces. And I sew from the selvage. This is my preference. I just look at it. I don't sit there, and when I was taught to do this, you used to sit there with a pin and you matched everything. That's not happening. So I'm just letting you know, that's not going to happen. So I'm just going to take this right to my machine. So I am going to go ahead and move the camera and everything, and you're going to see how I did a whole back. This is how I did the backs. All right, I'm going to rotate my camera. I'm moving it. I'm moving, and yes, you are seeing a lot of mess. This is a messy room that needs someone to donate their time to come here and help me. No, I need to figure it out. I need to figure it out because it's a disaster right now. I have too many projects going on. All right. So here it is. I try to keep everything together, and I just kind of smush it in my lap. So I take this, I match it, I leave my needle right in the center position. I bring this in. My chair makes squeaky noises, I know. And depending on where the selvage runs, because it runs different on every machine. Let me bring the machine over. Oh, we've had to delete people. Thank you. So sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's 3, sometimes it's 4. This time it looks like 3. Maybe, here we go. Here, 2.5 may clear all that. Yes, it does. Okay, so I'm going to follow my 2.5 line. And yes, I back tack. And I take this selvage, because this is the straightest part of the fabric. Make sure that both of them are together. And I have that there. If, one thinks that that's not enough, you could just come here and take a piece of tape like this. I think I've shown you this before. Line it on that 2 line and just go down and you could always reposition that if other fabric does it. So my room is a disaster because I pulled everything out looking for more tops. So I have found more tops. I found another pile of tops because I didn't go through the one tub when I was looking for tops. So I had one tub I didn't go through, and I pulled out quite a bit from there. And again, because I'm pulling out all the stops. I literally pulled out everything. I still, though, have that closet over there where I know I have big pieces of like of tone-on-tone fabric or just single color fabric. I'm going to pull that out and use it up. Anything that's big is out of here in this room. It can always be replaced in the future. It actually feels good to purge. I'm gonna be honest with you. It feels good to purge some of this fabric. And we are almost done. If your backing isn't pieced right, it's really hard to quilt it. I'm gonna just putting that out there. So take your time. It'll be worth to take your time. So now I have that done. And now I come back and look, it's all good. I take from one end to the other end. And then I go again. And I pull and make sure that everything, okay. I make sure that I pull everything out. So here, while I do that, let me figure out the yardage because someone asked me that. So 36, no, I'm sorry. It is 67 plus 67 equals 134 inches of fabric divided by 36. So I need 3.8 yards of fabric. 3.8 yards of fabric. So basically 4, right? Well, okay, so it's 3.72. So 3.75 is 3 3¾ of a yard, right? 3 3/4 of a yard because 0.75 is 3/4. So so that's what I need. 3 3/4. 3 3/4. 3 3/4. There we go. 3 3/4 yard of fabric to make a backing that fits perfectly for these. All right, so you see I have all that. That's all flush. Okay, we're gonna come and cut now. I'm gonna move the camera again. I'm going to move the camera. Just beware. I'm moving the camera. And then I'll read comments. So now I have everything there. I come in here, everything is straight. And because I'm the long armor, I know if things are not done right, it makes things difficult. So I come in here and I'm going to cut on this. So I use the sewn line. And believe it or not, I take my glasses and I get real close and personal here. All right. I do not do a 1/2 inch. And I do not do a 1/4 inch. And I make sure that this here is good and this here is good. And on the sewn line, I do 3/4. No, is that 3/4? No, 3/8. 3/8. I do 3/8. Cut this off. There it is. See them all here? So I cut that off. 3/8. And there we go. And then I will press all of this, and I have my backing. And so that's how that happens. Now I'm going to move the camera again. I'm going to pull it on up. I'm going to turn on my long arm while I look at some comments. So last year I was gifted some of this fabric, listen to me, this thread and this thread here. Okay. And so I'm going to pull these out because I use them for, when you send me that for the charity work, I save it and I've got it. And Lynn for a gift gave me this Super Bob's M style. And she just recently gave me this for my birthday. These are, yes. So this, it was a set. So I'm going to use this and this. I always use my own too. I mean, look, I did that other one. The other one I did this green. This is King Tut. King Tut is so expensive, but I put this on that last quilt. If one of these three options works, I'll use it, but if not, I'm going to just use what I have here. I have plenty. I have plenty of like my cotton stuff. It's just the poly, not so much. What was I getting? I forgot what I was getting. Oh, I was going to look at this. Okay, so let me go back to this. Sorry, folks, I'm a little frazzled. It was, okay, so there we go. We had that you were doing that. I wouldn't either, a Raven. Good morning. I'm going to look at that sew along. She had a rough week. I'm so sorry that you had a rough. We're sending you all air hugs. I'm going in a few weeks for back surgery. Oh, no, but I hope you'll be feeling better. Oh, I'm so sorry. You need a cutting table like mine, 84 by 48. Michelle, I actually do have one. It just doesn't fit in this room. It's in the other side of the house. That's where it's housed. Hire an assistant. I can't afford to hire an assistant. They'd have to be a volunteer assistant. Oh, no. Ask your granddaughter to come by and help you. I don't have a granddaughter. I need a grandbaby. I don't have one. Oh, no. I purge by using my fabric in projects. It does feel good. My fabric closet is a mess, and my cat got in there, and I think he had a great old time watching the night. Oh, whacking? I'm thinking you're saying whacking the nice stacks. Yes. I mean, it's not necessarily, it's just, this is my Quilt of Valor pile, and that's my Quilt of Valor, because I definitely want to get you one or two for Veterans Day. And then I've got my Honey's quilt that I still haven't done the binding on, maybe this weekend. And then now I've got all the tops that I pulled out and all the fabric I pulled out. And now that I've pulled out a fabric, now like I have to go back in and start like organizing the drawers so that I could fit stuff around. Oh my goodness. Yes, 3 yards and 3/4 of a yard. That's what I use for a back. Our 6-month-old tries to climb my quilt wall still. Oh no. Well, definitely there's so many of us right now out here struggling. Sometimes I feel like I'm the only one struggling, but I know I'm not the only one struggling. I know people are struggling worse than I am. That's what I just keep telling myself. And now it's skipping stitches as it's running. It jumps and just makes knots on the back. Michelle, when I skip stitches, it's normally my tension on the quilt. Like I have too much tension and I have to take the tension, and you see how it whacks it. I mean, I don't know if that helps you, but sometimes that's my issue. Hello, Muriel. Randy is coming out this morning. I hope to fix the problem. Oh no. I feel better. All right, are we ready? We're going to start long arming. I don't have much time, but we're going to start long arming because that's what I said the video was about. Oh, by the way, today I'm a little wacky dressed. Today is wacky day socks. So my socks go up to here, which is a little wacky. But then my honey said that they weren't so wacky, so I pulled it down. I'm not sure what to do. I don't know. Maybe I'll glue pom-poms on them. It's not like I wear them often. Okay, so let's get going here. I have to thread my machine. And I've got to figure out what to put on here. It's like all multicolored. I feel like, I don't know. This white, I guess white can go on. I mean, white can go on anything, but it's like got black on there. I don't know about that. Oh, yeah, white. Okay. I feel this would be good, but I don't know if I have enough of this. Because this is just like a gray. I feel like that would be really good, but this is all I have. And I don't think I have any more of it. Let me look in this one spot. Oh, I do. We're going to go with the gray. I found the other one. Okay, we're going to go with gray because this is gold. And there is a lot of yellow. I mean, gold really does actually really look good with that. So it's gold or silver. Silver and gold. Let's go with silver because I've got the black on there. All right. So we'll go with silver. And I have two. This was sent to me, was Glide. Glide really works great in this machine. Glide. My machine liked this Glide that was sent to me. All right, so here we go. I can't ever get these suckers out. Well, let's see what happens. So if you have a Qnique and you're wondering how I thread, should I put you here? You're not going to be able to see. Does someone want to see me thread my machine? Because I will move you if you want to see me thread the machine. That's what I have. Cool gray Glide. No, you're good. Okay. So, yeah, we'll go in here with this. The good news is I'm actually all dressed and ready for work. All I have to do is get myself. And I'm back to walking to work. I started that up 2 days ago. Slowly but slowly, I'm getting there. My body still feels weird to me, but I'm getting there. There we are. All right. So we are threaded on the top. Now I have to come over here, and I'm going to start off with this. I can make more bobbins later. Now the back is this psychedelic, and so this is how I had used up all my bobbins, all my little leftover bobbins when I did the baby quilts, and that was fabulous. And now here I go again, adding little bits. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of oil. I'm going to come in here. Good less. Oh, well, you can't even see me, can you? I'm going to come over here. All right. I have a contour brush that I don't use anymore. See? No, not that I don't use anymore. I never put on makeup. My daughter gave me her old brushes. So I have a contour brush. I think that's what this is called. And I come in here and I dust if I have anything. Actually, it's pretty good. All right. My needle is fine because I only did the one, so we're good. And I'm going to oil. Oh gosh. I cannot see today. What in the world? All right. I got it. I hope I got it. Let me just pull this out. Sorry. I'm just making sure that okay. Oh yeah, yeah. Up it goes. Now I have it all in. I have to rethread it because I took out the thread. Now, if you do oil this right, because at first when I was oiling this, I was oiling it the way everybody else was oiling. But then I was getting oil on stuff. I don't get oil on stuff anymore. I make sure I really put it in the precise spot. And by doing that, it really has like been a game changer. Just taking that extra time. Now, I don't have room to mess around here. This is my, I just want to make sure I don't get oil on the quilt. Nope. You will see the oil come out. And we are oil free, so we're good. I'm just doing basic because I have a lot to do here, right? So we're not doing custom crazy quilting. We're just regular quilting this, okay? Do you free motion? Yes, I free motion. I don't have a robot. You all can write into Grace and say, "Hey, we watched PastryQueen. She needs some sponsorship here." But no, I don't. So I just free do it, and that's it. So, whoops, I wasn't even in that. I don't have. All right. So I'm just stippling. Big stipple. We're just we got to get this done. So there are two things I'm doing here. So I have quilts going for. I was thinking about this while I was quilting. I have quilts going for this mission 25. Okay, but I also have quilts that I'm long arming for. I do a show once a year in my in my town, and I sell my quilts. They're put up there and they're sold. This is how I make money because I have to have a second and third job to survive. So what ends up happening is the show happens before all these quilts. So my quilts, so you're going to see me long arming two sets of quilts. You're going to see me long arming quilts that are going to the shelter and quilts that are going to be going into the show so that I can make money so I can continue this process that I'm doing. So it's a crazy process. I wish the good news is because the show is before the event, I may be able to donate more because whatever doesn't sell, I will, if I have twins that don't sell, I will definitely be adding that to the pile. Hi, Deb. How are you? But with all that said, I did one pass. I have to go. It's 8:06. It's time for me. I've got to go to school. I hope everyone has a wonderful day and they take care of themselves and, pass it forward, even if it's just a smile, because a smile can go a whole long way for someone who's had a bad day when you're out there in the world. And I said mine shows too. So with that said, just go out, do well, and if you don't mind on the way out giving me the thumbs up, sharing my channel, I will try to go and put a post just with the Amazon wish list if you're interested. If you're interested, you can go there. If you're interested and you have a twin top you want to send, maybe it's not 60 by 80, I can always add on to it. If you want to send backing, that's great. You want to send whole quilts, that's great. I'm collecting though. I am collecting pillowcases so that I can put these beautiful quilts in pillowcases and give it along to the place. So everyone have a great day, and hopefully tomorrow you may see me, but it is Saturday and Saturdays have been a little wonky for me lately. So take care. Bye-bye.